part of the warm-up, I was curious. Out of our 3 types of irony, situational, verbal, dramatic, which type do you feel like you use or maybe you see in your day-to-day life?
Verbal.
Mainly verbal because it's sarcasm.
Verbal.
Everyone uses
Yeah.
Yeah.
Verbal because it's sarcasm. Occasionally you might be surprised by an ironic twist in your circumstances, which would be
Dramatic.
situational. Dramatic wouldn't
see that.
really necessarily work unless it's like a surprise party or something, I guess, because I don't know how you would cast
Okay,
who's
so that's
the
only half-
audience and
that's
who's
only
the...
half-
Really
Yeah.
ironic.
If
If
there's
there's
a
a surprise party and it wasn't your birthday.
Yeah.
As a surprise party
It's a
and you got so
surprise
scared
party.
that you killed everybody there. That would be ironic. You called them dead, shoot everybody.
Why do you have to go there? No, it's like Molly. She got this sound box thing for her birthday 2 days ago, and it has like a bunch of different sounds. And one's like a shotgun, and it's like cocking and then firing. And there's like a bomb exploding, and she said that bears came in a bomb, and their bomb crashed into somebody's house, and they got out and started firing guns. It was so weird.
Alrighty. On that note, let's look at irony and poem.
Again!
Okay, number 3 tells you to reread the poem looking for irony, re-annotate the poem using a different colored pen or pencil. So I didn't have you mark this the first time, so you can use your same, whatever you have handy. So just focus on, I want you to read through the poem on your own and just look, maybe you take it line by line, and even for like the subtle pieces of irony, and obviously there should be one major piece of irony.
Are we ready?
I think we already found it.
Just marking through the whole poem. So fortunately it's not a long poem, but I want you to take the time to think, and we'll share briefly in
It
a
took me
moment.
like 2 seconds.
Just re-annotate. What if you annotate the sentence?
That's fine, just annotate for irony. That's all.
Wait, where's the say reality?
Rereading the poem. Re-annotate.
most of you are about done. So let's look at some of this. In the first, I don't know, say 4 or 5-ish lines, did you see any irony? Tristan?
He said, the fact that there's just legs, like if there was like a whole, like, body and just heavy still and everything like that, it would seem more powerful and like he had made something really great. But if it's just legs, kind of like, you're so great, but you make that also have some legs.
And
Sad
even just the
little
fact
legs.
that the desert is completely empty and then there's
Yeah.
just legs and face.
Pathetic
Yeah.
little legs.
So you could at least argue that that's not expected in the middle of the desert. And touching on the bigger, what's the most obvious irony in this?
That he's like, oh, look at all this stuff, I'm amazing, but there's nothing
Look at all this stuff.
I
Like what?
feel like that's something King Julian would say in Madagascar. Like,
Yeah.
look at all this stuff, I'm amazing. Nothing personal, just a little better than you. That's like Andy's favorite line, by the way. So yeah, the whole thing of like, look at all my stuff, I'm amazing, be afraid of me, and you're like, look at what?
It's like, oh, it must be a secret entrance behind the legs.
We'll go for that. Yeah.
And
inside
his cow driver.
The fact that he called himself the King of Kings, but there are only legs.
The leg of legs.
Like, how are you the King of Kings if you don't even have a full statue?
Right. So there's not even a complete man there. You have
I
a
wonder
king
if
of
he
kings.
has like a
The
crown.
leg.
He's
The
like,
head
look
of
at
head.
what work
Face,
is right in
face.
despair.
Above all other things.
What work is there? Your legs,
Feet of
your ugly head. Is everything else the same? Is that your work?
Yeah, everything is collapsed in the sand. All right, so more specifically, line by line, he said like the even the shattered visage. So it's not even like a full head sunken, but it's some of it is broken and shattered. Maybe it fell and like crashed. and
Like
half of
somebody
it's
like
gone.
hit it with like a
Maybe there's an accident angle. So originally it was this like cold command, and now it's broken. Let's see. We talked about the King of Kings line specifically, and he's now the leg of
Like his
legs.
face is broken.
You said, "Look on my works, ye mighty in despair," and he said, "What works? Which is nothing."
We ain't done nothing. Don't. Fail.
Nothing but
Failure.
veins.
leg of legs. He could be a leg model. That's the only thing he could be.
Give me a face model.
It's shattered face, though. Not even that.
A nose model.
Okay.
I think his nose
How
would
to
be
Advertise nose rings.
To set you up a little bit. So you found some of the smaller pieces of irony and the major irony. We've talked about the number 2, the theme or the message. So for number 4, which you'll be starting this week, again, I encourage you to at least come up with a thesis statement. Like, what are you going to write about in your 2 body paragraphs about the irony? So do your thesis and maybe start doing some sort of outline or graphic organizers. Maybe I can find one of our digital versions of the graphic organizer so you could print that off at home if you choose to use it to help you plan out a body paragraph. So the more of that prep work or even the writing you do this week, the less you'll have the next week. And I'm hoping we can save a little chunk of time for class next week. So bring in at least your thesis, maybe if you've written a paragraph or basically any work you've done, and we'll try to have some time to share with each other, and I can walk around and check your thesis statements since we don't have the whole opportunity to turn in a rough draft and receive it back. So, what kind of things might you think of to write about for irony? So I want you to use this space under number 4 to maybe just list some stuff. We're supposed to be writing about the effect of irony in Ozymandias. So what are some effects of irony in this poem that we could potentially write about?
You're like confused because you're like, it says look at my works. But it's like, what works?
You got that
It's exactly.
Leg model.
Well, what did we conclude about the message of the poem from that?
Things don't
Works
last.
never last.
So
You can be
the effect of an irony might be it proves or shows the theme or the message. So writing down creates the theme might be something you could do from before.
And some people, kind of they have their name written in history and so everyone knows about them. But this guy, I mean, no one even knows about him, so he hasn't even done anything special.
Yeah, he calls himself King of Kings, but
Everybody
forgot who he
realized God
Is,
is.
Yeah.
This is
Who
like
heard of Ozymandias?
this is of another person that has already died. See, I've got a traveler from an antique land. It might be like Ozymandias. It might be him, but it says on the pedestal these words appear. So,
So
would
they
it be-
appeared.
Would it
So
be,
they were.
so would it be him, or would it be him that's actually saying it, or would it be just
It's
random
the
guys?
pedestal like labeling who the
Yeah.
statue is.
Maybe there's like purposely nothing behind it because like, look, I made all of this earth. It's like pretending to be God.
Or
It says
destroy
he's
all
the
I
King of
made this
Kings.
barren wasteland. It's sand. Yeah, I'm so
Ta-da.
awesome.
No, I can't
Okay,
even keep my.
let's continue our focus on number 4. So what else could you write about as an effect of the irony?
makes it funny.
You feel kind of sorry for him because like he thinks he's so great and powerful, but he's really not.
So maybe it evokes reader
oh, it's like little
pity.
kids.
So you could talk about the mood even with that of the poem.
No pity.
It's like it most reader pity, but it's not right.
It's satisfaction.
He's kind of arrogant too, and so you don't. I don't like. I wouldn't like him because he's so arrogant.
When you're like, he's thinking these enchantings, look what he's done. I'm glad that he didn't do anything good.
So all of that were like this, the life lesson from Ozymandias, like the warnings that it tells us of don't be arrogant or prideful. You should watch out to not put your values in material things. All of that can be lumped under theme. So be careful that you're not trying to separate those into multiple effects of the irony. You could say the effect of the irony is a warning to the reader, and then you could talk about how it evokes a feeling in the reader for 2 different paragraphs to make it a little more specific. So what else? Talk about how you feel from the irony, what we learn from the irony, and that draws up purpose. Can irony do anything else?
It's like a little bit angry because like I was expecting something big to like pop out of the sand and there's
Underwhelming.
nothing.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
The legs are plunging upward.
I think it would have been weirder if you had David scene with Elstal, where he said, I'm the King of Kings, you're like, oh, it's going to be some great statue that you made that's standing on a pyramid or something. But then there's like 2 legs.
If you turn back a page in your notes, there's a list. You also have this written in your like handwritten notes that we filled in class, but just so it's ready in the book. Page 174, 175, effects of irony. So you could choose like any of this for your essay. You could talk about how we feel smart because we are not going around saying, look at my works. Makes us laugh. Some of you talked about maybe that angle. We talk about pity, that could be under empathize, or some of you talked about satisfaction, that kind of thing. You could replace that instead of make us laugh. Increase suspense. Do you feel like there's some suspense in the poem? No, that one maybe isn't a really good fit, especially to write a whole paragraph about. Shock us.
Yeah.
There is some shock to the poem. All you see are some legs, and he was supposed to be some grand, intimidating king. Persuade us. I feel like that's a lot of what you're getting at when we're talking about the theme of the poem. So you could talk about the effect of irony is to create the theme, and then it persuades us in the second paragraph to do something. That's like the warning part of it. So those are options. Hopefully some of that gets your brain going about what you're going to write about with this poem. Let me give you now, because I'm going to do the staring, like 30 seconds. So write some of that down while it's so fresh in your brain. So write down some ideas. What are some effects of the irony in the poem? So use the list in the book and what we just discussed to help jot down some ideas so you have something to choose from when you go home to work on this.
So what's our essay about? Like,
You'll be writing about the effects of irony. So you have a nice list right in the book. On that page. Yeah.
This actually seems like an easy essay because it's really straightforward.
Hopefully.
short poems, so you're probably gonna do that.
I hope that helps.
This is gonna be hard because it's like I think it's gonna be hard because there's not much actual text. It's not like jury where it's like
You have lots and lots of
10
quotes to
pages.
choose from and that kind of
this
thing.
is the kind of thing where it's like
We're all gonna have very similar essays.
Yeah, I might read a lot of the same quotes over and over again.
14
That's okay.
lines, and they're like
It's a sonnet. It's not about love.
It's a thing that the Japanese did.
Haiku?
Yeah.
haikus are
No, those
Haikus are like that one.
oh my god.
Yeah,
That's
every line. I
Three.
can't do that.
Fourth
Oh,
paragraph
right.
essay on your haiku.
No, you
There
can
you
go
go.
And they have a certain amount of syllables.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have
Well,
like
dude, that's like
it takes a little bit.
You like a-
fine.
I can do
Yeah,
it.
it's like
Five
five.
minutes back.
Yeah.
I
That
can do
is
like
so weird. It looks so
Okay,
weird.
down to this
Ah. Alright, I asked y'all the other week, I don't know if you remember, have you read Julius Caesar, at least in part?
Yeah.
Listen to it.
I watched the movie. It took like
Alright.
4 hours.
I've seen some like,
Yeah.
I was like,
at least last year I was told that they studied it in literature.
Yes.
So,
I don't remember it.
I have to watch the movie.
I want to
They just
show
put it
you,
on the website.
it gets complicated because this is an excerpt from or a clip from a drama, but it's not necessarily dramatic irony. So see, this is one of the famous speeches. Mark Antony is speaking at Caesar's funeral.
Oh,
And the first person you see on stage is Brutus introducing him. Because if you remember, this whole part is really like juicy because Brutus and the conspirators all got together to decide, Caesar is too arrogant, too prideful. Maybe he's a little bit like Ozymandias and King.
yeah.
And they decide, we liked him as a person, but he's got to go. So they decide to kill him and say that it's for the betterment of Rome, right? So Mark Antony is like BFFs and wasn't part of the conspirators.
So Brutus was
Yeah, Brutus was the BFF. That's the whole A2 Brute.
My brother's dog is named Brutus.
So-
He's really nice.
Why might it be dangerous for Mark Antony to speak at Caesar's funeral?
Because he can get told to.
They could decide that. So think about these conspirators all just killed Caesar on behalf of Rome. Now, if the people turn on them and decide that what they did was wrong, then now instead of being like victors and heroes, now how will people see them?
Evilly.
As like criminal murderers. So
Vampire.
I used to always teach this in a whole section about persuasion because he has a persuasive speech in doing this, but I want you to watch how he uses his irony to make it persuasive. So maybe that'll help that whole piece in here about irony is used to persuade us. Okay, I have it on full screen. Yeah.
Is it? Oh, yeah.
It's like a 4-minute thing, so I did not bother getting the whole projector. Plus, I wasn't entirely sure we had time for today.
I memorized this in like 10th grade.
Awesome. So we're gonna look at this,
My sister.
and
Except for she.
then after this, we will. I'll talk to you more about your biblical irony homework. I don't know if I can make this a whole lot higher for you.